Buckle up. Buttercup. It's time for another episode of F. Your feelings.
It's a stunt.
Unfiltered opinions. With no apologies. We are Gen X, so we don't care about your feelings. So F your feelings. So F your feelings.
Every week I like this beat more. I like this beat.
So F your
That's right, everybody. F your feelings.
We're glad to have you all here again. Another episode of F Your Feelings. We're chugging along.
Episode 3.
And the only thing I can say
I'm enjoying every minute.
is, Anthony, F Your Feelings.
Daniel, F your
I
feelings.
thought we already said that. Jonathan, F your feelings.
No, we just did a mass F your feelings. Now we're doing a...
And to all of those that are watching, listening, and participating, F Your Feelings. And now, we're going to get into a lot of things this week. Some of the thing has a little confusion on what exactly does F Your Feelings mean. We're going to get into that a little bit. Before we get too deep into the weeds on what that could be, I want to dedicate the show to my good friend David Mizrahi and his sister Danny as they lost their mom just on Rosh Hashanah. If you don't know, you're not Jewish, that is one of the holiest days of the year. It's the beginning of the year for us and celebrating, life.
And also Evan Weinstock.
You haven't given me a chance.
Oh,
and of course, Evan Weinstock unfortunately lost his dad on the same day. It's almost like a blessing to die on such a holiday. It means that the gates of heaven are open and hell is closed, and you're only going one place. So we wish them nothing but
our love.
but love.
I hope I can go to heaven.
and
I want to
peace.
go to heaven. I don't want to go to hell.
I would like... I think
I'd like to make
it
it upstairs.
I will
party
tell
with
you.
everybody.
I don't know. I mean, is heaven really the place you want to go?
Yes.
Think about it. Think about it.
I've thought
All
about
the boring people are in heaven.
I
All
don't
the
give a-
fun
you're
people,
right.
Jimi Hendrix.
How do you know Jimmy's in
You don't
Jimmy's
think all
in
the
heaven?
drugs and all the debauchery. If
I
you-
don't think drugs
Oh,
defines
you're thinking
whether you
the
go to heaven or
drugs
hell.
are what the...
You don't think if you were a drug user and abuser, you would be heaven? You're just going to go straight to heaven?
I feel like heaven is based on your ethics and morals,
Right.
and God knows your ethics
soul,
and morals.
your
Your
soul.
soul. I would hope
Maybe.
it's not on past, previous...
Well, I'd hate to go to heaven.
Naughty
and all
things
that's
you do.
there are the Mormons and the good
Unless they
girls
have a
and
rave.
boys and they're
and
boring.
maybe hell is a
people.
rave.
Yeah, but I would
I'll go down for a million years.
I don't know if I can stand one long rave. I think that would be hell for me.
that's a good point. Yeah,
I would be like,
he's right.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe they have different rooms. Maybe they have like
Can
an
you
eternal
imagine
hip hop
Just
room.
one long rave?
Can you imagine that same
Dude, all the time. And it's
for eternity? Yeah, I think you're right. Never mind. I changed my mind. I want to go to heaven where it's boring.
Oh no! Let's listen to country for a million years. Go ahead. Go into the. I know.
That's just as bad.
I think just listening to music all the time. I mean, I love music,
Yeah.
but every minute of the day, but rave music all the time would
just
be
for a
much.
million years.
It would be much.
Yeah,
But I think the deaths, like we were discussing earlier, go to an important part of sort of where we are.
Well, let's kind of do this, right? So people are asking what our show is about, and this is kind of a good example. F Your Feelings is a mantra. It's a feeling. It's not a, it's more than just a name, right? So what we're trying to say is every week we're going to bring things that are interesting to us, things that we've experienced, things that we're feeling, things that we're nostalgic about, things that we miss, things that we don't like. And it could be anything from, unfortunately, we have family members that are close to us that are dying because that is the age we're in, to, to sports and all things like that. So we'll kind of get into that.
Family
Now,
life.
yeah. So we also want you to be part. What we're trying to build is a community. F Your Feelings is meant to be a community where you can share your thoughts, what you think is funny, what is bothering you, what's on your mind. Are you struggling with something? Do you need help with something? F Your Feelings
Sounding board.
is, you shouldn't really care what we think
Or what other people
or what
think.
other people
That's
think
the mantra.
is really the fine line.
F Your Feelings is a family affair. We
Yeah.
want your little kids to go up to mommy and dad and say, Mommy, I want to listen to Fuck Your Feelings again with the rest of the family. I want it to be family friendly, like kind of Disney, but rated
We
R.
want to be a sounding board. I mean, at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of women out there. Women do a great job at putting out podcasts, self-help videos. And I really feel like there's a lack of course, you have the Rogans out there and you have some of these big shows, but I think there's a lack of places for guys to go.
Right.
Whether it's my son's generation in college, whether it's my brother, Jonathan, who's our producer, his generation, who are 30, 35, 30, in their 30, 35 range, whether it's our generation in our 50s. I just feel like we just want to be a place that you can come speak to us. You can let your feelings be known. You could compare your stories with some stories we have, because I'm assuming, I don't assume, our stories are not that great at the end of the day. You guys probably have great stories. I mean, and we want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
And who cares what other people think about what you're saying? Don't care what we think. At the end of the day, we want to hear them, though.
Right. At the end of the day, you can't let what other people say to you bother you, because ultimately it's about how you feel and how you move through the world. That's the F your feeling motto. It really shouldn't matter what we think, what you think, or anybody else thinks, but we really want to hear funny stories, things that are bothering you, things you need help with. We want to be here for you. So if you look in the bottom in our description, you will see a link where you can submit a story. We want to hear it. So please bring it. Also, don't forget to share, like our content. We can't be a community if you don't help share what we're doing. Now, before we kind of get deeper into the episode and we talk a little bit more about some of the things that have happened to us this week, I always like to read our quote of the day. So my quote today is actually going to be, if you always do what interests you, at least one person is pleased. And that person that said that was Katharine Hepburn. Now, the world is full of pressure to perform, right? Conform and please others. It's easy to measure your worth by external applause or approval. But if you choose what lights you up, you'll guarantee at least one satisfied customer, and that is you. And that is really F your feelings in a nutshell.
Let me tell you, you come on, I don't know where you're getting these. I love your quotes.
It's called Google.
No, but where are you? I mean, but how are you deciphering those out when you're saying Google? Like, what are you putting in to get those? Are you just saying great quotes of the week for? Like, what are you putting?
I search quotes by famous people, by philosophers, because sometimes, or I'll read articles and there's quotes in the articles, and I mean I have another one here from Billie Jean King, but like
great quote though.
But I really felt like this really hammered home what we're trying to achieve here.
We're doing this because we enjoy it. We're hoping you enjoy it. We're hoping we could be a sounding board for you. But this is giving us a great pleasure. I mean, we all work very hard during the week, and this is almost like a therapy session for us to some degree.
Right.
When we get together, you know what I mean?
We need a place to vent. We are burnt out, middle-aged men. Yeah. I mean, whatever.
And I get to do it with my brother, and I get my brother obviously on the show, and then my other brother in Toronto who produces our show, which has been a great. And then to have our buddy Eric join us, who we love and care about, it's just a lot of fun for us. Obviously, we want to be successful at this in the end. We want to get better, but however it turns out. This has been a great experience, and we've enjoyed every minute. We're enjoying every minute.
And it's a big week because we added another 4 subscribers. So we're at now 74 subscribers, 9,996,000 to go. We're well on our way. So we're
I just don't know if it's easy to the subscribe thing. I think you have to like explain to your friends what to do. I think a lot of people are seeing it. I'm getting a lot of calls.
I think if you're watching this,
use his finger and press a button.
Yeah, you see that button? You see that button down there?
You have to get to the YouTube thing.
Well, if you're watching this now, hopefully you've gotten to the YouTube thing. On the bottom of the screen, you should see a button that says subscribe. Smash that button. And more importantly, hit the share button. Share it with your friends. Let them know there's a place for them. We want everybody. We don't care who you are, what you look like, and what you do, how old you are, how young you are. Bring it. We want the compliments. We want the insults.
And I'm going to incentivize you. Then the 500th subscriber that dials in or that subscribes, you get a free phone call from me. I'm going to call you on the phone, and I'm going to make fun of you and talk down to you.
Hello, this is Daniel.
That's what I'm doing.
Daniel Rosenfield from F Your Feelings.
I'm going to insult you. It's going to be a 5-minute,
But it goes back. But it goes back also to our dedication to Dave and Evan. It is a time in our lives. I don't know if we address this even further. We're at that age where obviously
our parents are
you're looking for events and to still have fun and for experiences. But within those periods, you're going to have a lot of this.
We went from birthdays and bar mitzvahs to funerals, and you know what it is. I'm 50, so I mean, if I'm 50, that means most parents are 70 to 80. Yeah. So it's that time where I would say if you're my age and you have family members, call them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Tell them you love them. Give them a hug. Now, I understand maybe you have disagreements with them. Make up with them. Because when they're gone, and you don't get that opportunity. And the one thing Dave said to me, he goes, look, I understand this is part of life. It was just too soon. And
how old was his mom?
75.
Young, still relatively young. I mean, when you say it, but it's still, it's young still.
I mean, but we're at that age where our parents, unfortunately, we're between the age of 50 and 60 is when they're
estate.
It's kind of like a big decade of loss. I hate to say it.
But I feel like we're lucky to some degree. Like
how blessed
our
are we?
mom and stepfather, who's like our father, Pops,
Right.
They're in great shape. Our father, he just recently had a pacemaker put in. But all in all, my father's in his 80s. He's cognitively in very good shape. He's mentally in good shape. He's there. He does have a little heart problems here and there, obviously, because he did have the pacemaker put in. But I feel like we're lucky from that degree. I mean, our stepmother's healthy.
How lucky am I? I have
you have
three.
all your parents.
We have all our parents. Oh, yeah, we have all our
sets of
parents.
I also have my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, who are like my mother and father. They're amazing, amazing people. I got 3 sets of parents still alive. Fortunately, I thank God every day.
You know, they've
It's
all
amazing.
had a few of them have had some health issues, but all in all, they're decent.
Of course.
On the present day, thank God. I mean, we know how life is. That can change. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. Or don't knock on wood. My mom would say, don't do that. No, my mom would say, don't knock on wood. Jews shouldn't knock on wood. It's like bad.
Yeah, it's bad because you're knocking on the Christ.
Something like that. Whatever. My mom says, don't knock.
we don't want to piss them off.
But the point of the matter is all in all, our parents are good. I know Eric's got his mom, who's in phenomenal. I mean, how old is she?
She's going to be 80.
She's going to be 80, and I've met the woman. She's really there. I mean, she is.
Yeah, I mean, it is what
She's
it
just
is,
not
but
as mobile, right? She just doesn't move
She has some
around.
physical ailments, but she's mentally there.
Well, I mean, when you're 80 years old, that's,
obviously,
life gets you. As my mom would say, is getting old is not for sissies. That's what, that is what she says. But let's not dwell too much on death. All we're trying to say is that if you have loved ones you haven't spoken to, call them. If you have a mom or a dad that's still with you, call them, hug them, tell them you love them. I know it sounds sappy, but when they're gone, and you're just going to say, man, I wish I could just talk to them one more time.
Thing, I just want to add, I noticed because when we were at the funeral today, Eric and myself, Dave's funeral, I know his funerals are great places of reconnection. I know, for example, Dave hasn't seen his cousins in 25 years, hasn't spoken to them in 25 years, and they've reconnected.
I don't want to give names, but did he go?
Yeah, he did. He did. He did. Certain people did show up, and he did speak to them, and they did connect. And it was just fascinating. And I'm always amazed by the reconnections that people have. Even myself at past, was at my friend's, Michael's mother's funeral 10 years ago, and we reconnected. We've been friends ever since. Obviously, we've had some issues along the way, but it is a time of reconnection. It's
never too late.
It's almost like a high school reunion too. You see all these people you haven't seen in 10, 15 years, 20 years. It was crazy. I haven't seen people.
Which is what the people probably in death would like, that people are reconnecting at their funeral. I think they'd actually, most people, if they had a good heart, that's probably something they'd want. Like, pretty cool if you think about it.
So. We love you, Dave. Sorry, man.
Love you, Dave. Love you, Evan.
Not to bring it down. Let's lighten up.
Let's lighten up. You're right. You're right. Death is
when I was a kid, that's going to bring up something that I missed, and it's something I thought about recently. I lived in a neighborhood, and maybe now because I live in a gated HOA community, that I don't see it.
You're very bougie now. You're bougie.
He is bougie.
Well, you're my neighbor. Is the ice cream truck.
Oh, I love
Remember
that.
the ice cream truck? And it makes me laugh because I think of Eddie Murphy when he's like, Ma, throw out the money.
Yeah.
The ice cream man is coming. He's like, get your brother toasted on ball, get your brother, and bring back the change. And he goes and the whole ice cream truck thing. So like, I remember the ice cream truck, the little
we had one that came down.
We
That
had
came in, and Avi and Mom were like tough with us.
Yeah.
I used to have
They
to
never
steal
gave us
from
money.
Avi Shadaka box.
I know.
And I feel guilty about it
We
today
never
because I
had money
wasn't
to buy
ever a
ice cream.
thief, but I used to have to take some money from the Sadaka box, so I go to the ice cream truck. I feel very guilty. I've given plenty back to the synagogue since, so I've made up for it. But with that said, I did take some money from the Sadaka box for the ice cream truck because I loved the ice cream truck. When you heard the noise in your window, you were running. I was like, "Oh, Daniel, let's go outside!"
Yeah, the ice cream truck. But I never see it anymore. And I think about that sound, that dude. You know what made me think about it is I saw something on TV where we live in Florida, so we have a beach. So this guy, he created a floating ice cream truck that floats up to the beach.
Saw this. You and I are like watching the same news.
And the guy's got it's an ice cream truck, and you can go in the water and get an ice cream.
I
and
saw
I'm like,
that.
No,
It was
granted,
pretty
it's $6 for an ice cream.
because he's doing it on the water. It's a lot more
changed.
expensive. The situation he's got. But I saw that. I saw the same piece.
So there's a couple of ice creams that I truly loved. One was the Rocket Pop, right? The red, white, and blue popsicle.
Okay.
I also love the chocolate eclair.
Okay.
That's they have a strawberry shortcake version of it as well, which is also
How about
quite
the ice cream
delicious.
sandwich?
I just like.
I'm a big ice cream
I'm an ice cream
I'll take
sandwich.
that more than
Every
anybody.
time I would take the ice cream. I'm with you. The ice cream sandwich is my
That-
go-to.
Or the
I
choco
know it's a little
taco.
boring, but that was my go-to.
My go-to. I love
That
it.
was my go-to.
And if you like ice cream, then you must like the choco taco.
I mean, we didn't even have tacos. You're going
You
way.
guys got some weird shit in Tampa.
It looked like a taco covered in chocolate with ice cream inside. It looked like a taco.
We didn't have that. Our ice cream
cream.
truck guy did not have that.
I've never seen
I'm
that.
so sorry you didn't have that. Or like it was like a sherbet thing. It was like a triangle
Sherbet.
thing at the
That-
bottom of it was
yes.
it was a bubble gum.
That he had.
Peeled off the top.
Yes.
Or the Flintstone push pops.
Yeah, love that. He had those.
Yeah.
Okay, he had those, but we didn't have this taco one.
Yeah, it was a good time. I miss those times. I know I always say it as like I miss the time where if I wanted something, that was a few things that actually came to you.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted
Sure.
to go get something to eat, you wanted the ice cream, you wanted a soda, I'd get on my bike. Yeah. I would ride to this thing called the U-Totem, which doesn't exist. It was like a 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
right? It was called U-Totem, which makes sense. And at the time when I was a kid, I didn't get it, but now I get it. You-Tote them. Right, that's what it was called. But it had a totem pole out front, and we'd go and get knee-high sodas and ice cream and candies, and we'd ride our bike.
Brought to you by Nestle Ice Cream.
And
But the ice cream came to you. That's
ice cream-
true,
but the
because
ice
it
cream
wasn't
came to
like
you.
what which is so normal today with how everything is so quick and coming to that. In our days, that was one of the things that you didn't have to go to.
Yeah, there was
ride
no
to a thing.
Amazon
You had your ice cream
delivery,
truck
there
up,
was
and now
no
you can get your little
DoorDash.
dessert. You can get your dessert from the ice cream truck that used to come, and you'd go get your
It
dessert.
was just a different time. You physically had to go and get it.
Yeah.
There was no sitting at home and pressing a button and it just got delivered to you. And now
Within a
they
couple
have
hours.
drones.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I'm not
this?
there. I
seen
haven't
it.
seen the drone.
No, no,
I've
it's
dropped
getting-
anything off of
becoming
my house.
bigger
There's
and
a
bigger.
company called, I think it was called Flytech.
Yeah,
And they've been operating in Texas.
I've read.
And
this.
and they've done like 200,000 deliveries.
Well, Amazon's going to go to drones.
No, no,
they're
Amazon-
doing some drones
they're
also.
working with Amazon.
Oh, okay, that's what I
So,
thought.
but they were showing how it works. So like now that you're gonna have all these little things in the air flying. with
I don't know if I
packages,
like that.
it's going to be so.
Well, in California, you have those little robots that drive all over the place
You know
and
what sucks?
deliver food that
You
way
can't
too.
take a- you know the problem is I like to pee outside. Sometimes it's like mark my territory. I grew up doing it with like my
I still
father
pee
did
in
it.
my backyard.
And when I'm gonna have this little drone following me, looking at me while I'm peeing outside in the corner, it's like I can't even do anything
It's got
myself.
a camera on it, and you're gonna get flagged.
I'm gonna be like, what's
Daniel
going on? I can't be-
Rosenfield.
Small penis.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
gee,
small
need
penis
help.
Rosenfield.
Warning. Small penis.
No, I'm gonna
Small
cover
penis
myself.
in the area.
No, I don't like that. Little bits of freedoms are being taken away. Let's not get political.
I know.
But little bits of freedom from these drones.
It's true. It is true. I agree. I actually agree with you. I don't know if I love that so much, but that is going to be for sure in our lifetime a norm
And
within
you know-
the next 10
and
years.
you know they're gonna
like, that's one of those that you know when
Yes.
you say like technology is advancing, like will that be in our lifetime? That will be in our lifetime.
They're going to use these drones to help solve a crime or testify.
Oh,
so
for
one of these
sure.
drones is going to catch somebody in
Oh,
the
for
act of
sure.
murder. You can't even kill somebody privately.
For-
now it's like they're going to be.
You mean like the precogs?
Oh yeah.
I mean, whatever,
For
it's gonna be
sure.
used.
It's
gonna
for
be,
sure
we're
going to
using
be
a drone.
evidence in some sort of trial on something.
So you think
No
they're
doubt.
gonna be able to arrest people before they commit the crime?
No. Ooh,
or
no.
during it,
Why?
or I
You've
don't
never
know.
seen the movie Minority Report? It's a movie.
No,
It's a book
that's-
by Philip.
you're getting
Philip
too
K.
science
Dick.
fiction.
No, that's science. I'm just saying.
I'm saying in
Daniel's
the
right.
act of.
Like it will be. Someone
But
will be in
they're
the
in-
act of a crime, and that drone will
They're
catch
in the
it.
process of developing the precog. Trying to think of the guy that created. He's part of the PayPal mafia. Jesus, his name is drawing the blank, but he's.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that
I think it's Thiel.
Well,
Yeah.
Thiel's
But his
a
company's
little-
developing software
yeah,
like
some
Precog,
scary
which
shit.
is straight out of Minority Report, which is where they're going to start predicting crime before it happens.
I mean, that's,
Well, that's.
I don't know if that happened in my time period, but geez.
I
But you
don't
can't
know.
even stab somebody privately now. You're stabbing somebody. You're like, oh shit!
And that
Damn thing. Can you let me kill this person
Imagine-
privately?
imagine-
I'm trying to kill my wife.
I'm going to pull a Daniel here. I'm going to pull a Daniel here.
Make it
Imagine-
sexual.
Imagine
He's gonna
you
go-
were masturbating and the precog think you were stabbing somebody, but you're just jerking off. I was just jerking off. I wasn't stabbing anybody.
Oh,
I was just
God.
playing with myself. I'm sorry.
They're zombies and they're masturbating.
That's an else skit?
Yeah. What are the zombies doing? They're masturbating. Anyways, I agree. It's a scary time.
Anthony,
No privacy.
what happened to you this week? What's on your mind?
Just
Talk to us.
I don't listen. Again, and I think it goes to our show and what was something we may have not referenced at the beginning. Like, listen, we all work very hard during the week. We all do in our own way. Anybody that knows me, my clients, my friends, know I'm very passionate about what I do. I always look out for my clients. I look out for their interests, and I take what I do very seriously. If you don't know, I'm a lawyer. But with that said, I think that's something else we want to do here. I just like helping people and assisting people, whether it's legally or now in this capacity, by just being truthful, showing who we are. You know, even your lawyer has some history and things he's done in his past that for him to get to where he got to, you know, he had to learn. He had to learn some life
What are you
lessons.
saying, Anthony?
I'm just saying, listen, at the end of the day, I just want to be honest with our viewers. I mean, we are, at the end of the day, you know, we all try to act like, you know, some people try to act like they're lawyers, this omnipresent human being. Listen, I'm very serious about what I do. I take what I do very seriously. I take my responsibilities to my clients very seriously. But we all have a life, and we all live a life outside, obviously, when we leave the practice. And we want to give you the opportunity, like I'm taking the opportunity, and Eric's taking it, to tell you our story. And you tell us your story. That's what the F Your Feelings mantra is.
Come on in. Come in our door.
Like we want, for you. Like your lawyer has his own story. I mean, a lot of lawyers would not do a show like this. They would do, like I could easily just do a title show on real estate law. And a lot of my colleagues have done that. I want it to be more open, and I want it to be a place where mass not consumers, mass audience could come in, where they feel like they can tell us something, tell us how they're feeling, tell us their stories.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. All in all, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, everything's going well. Life is good. I mean, like we said, we're blessed. Our parents are doing well, and everybody's doing well.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
You know what that means, everybody?
What, Shabbos?
Cheesesteak Friday.
Oh, Cheesesteak Friday.
I am so
You're
jealous.
making me actually feel guilty about my Cheesesteak Friday.
No, don't.
Your little segments lately.
Don't feel guilty. I'm jealous.
No,
I'm jealous. I want nothing more than to eat a cheesesteak with you on Friday. Now, I'm going away to Mexico. So I promise.
Oh, this guy.
When are you going to read Alexa?
Saturday.
For what? How long?
Oh, like 3 days. That's a good
Look
way.
at you.
Yeah,
this guy lives the life.
but
He's like a little guy. That's when you don't have kids, you can do that.
I told you I'm a dink, right? The dual income, no kids. So I don't have the struggles these two have. I don't have any kids. I have 2 dogs that I have to worry about.
So you're going for just Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
A friend's birthday for a couple. But, it's my opportunity where I don't really worry about what I eat on those days. I'm going to eat whatever I want.
So you're going to enjoy yourself.
I am. I hope they have cheese.
But so that goes. That's actually totally, your dink is towards the opposite of what my brother's going through right now.
It's a link. What
My brother,
2 kids, no income.
My brother, as you all know, probably the biggest college football game of the year is going to be next week in Miami Hurricanes versus Tallahassee.
He's got a dilemma.
My brother has a huge dilemma. We got an Airbnb, and we got this a year ago, 7-8 months ago. I mean, you got to do it early there because the rooms, obviously, for that weekend, the standard hotels we stay in for $250 a night are $2,000 a night.
What game it is?
So it's FSU versus Miami next Saturday. As everybody knows, 2 versus 8 right now. It's going to be a huge game. Daniel and Beth, his beautiful wife, our biggest fan, committed 8 months ago to go. But just due to Beth being in tax season, Daniel not wanting to leave her or put the responsibility of the kids on her, he's willing to he's committed to the price running.
Let Daniel tell us. So Daniel, tell us about your dilemma and how you think you can is there a way to work? Have you built enough wife currency?
I need, there was a movie many years ago called, if I'm not incorrect, called Duplicity. You ever seen it? Now, Duplicity.
Is that the movie with multiplicity?
It might be.
Where he kept reproducing himself?
He made like 20 versions, 50 versions of himself.
I Like Pizza Steve. Right, that movie?
So we can get things done.
Great movie.
Right. So the movie where he duplicates himself, and I wish that was real because we're still about 100 years away because you will be able to clone yourself, and then clones can look after different things. Look, the problem is I am in a dilemma. Thanks, Anthony. It is tax season. I'm home with the kids. I did double book. I wanted to go with Anthony to FSU. We had the hotel, but I don't want Airbnb. I don't want to leave my wife alone. It's our nanny is away. I don't want to sound.
Who's bougie?
That sounds bougie, but it's not. We have a part-time nanny. She's away, out of town, and because she's away, kind of leaves me hands-on duty as a father. So and my brother's telling me, no, you should go. Don't worry. It's the big game of the year. Beth can handle it. So forth. I feel guilty, and I lose my wife currency. That just drops down a little bit.
Okay. It's respect.
I'm torn.
And $1,000 because he's going to still pay for the room. He's still got to pay for the house.
I got to pay for the house. $1,000. There goes the 70 lap dances I could have had at Diamond Dolls. I'm really pissed off because I could have
probably 7, 8.
No, but in the private room?
Oh, okay. Well,
how many in the private room?
I don't go in the private room.
Forgive me for saying, Father.
I mean, that's a little much.
We don't talk about this on Shabbat.
There's no sex in the champagne room.
No. But I'm just saying, all due respect, I do feel guilty. It's one of those things. I have to pick and choose my battles.
I get it. No, I get it. I've been there before.
I'm torn. I am. The first thing when my wife was pregnant with the second baby, Anthony called me. He said, "You idiot, you piece of, why did you do this?" He's probably right. I put
But now that we have the kids here, I wouldn't say that.
I did put myself into a little bit of a corner here, and my obligations are kind of tied up. So we'll see. It's a game.
I actually feel bad because I know his Dolphins, as we know, are horrible. Our Dolphins, actually. Why can't we not? I'd like to say his now because I'm so embarrassed about the situation. So I know this will be the biggest game he's going to go to all year because we go to a lot of football games and you'll see that as we go.
And they're the best team they've been in 20 years.
Okay, and this is the best team we've had in 25 years since 2003.
2003.
2017. is your answer to
After
that.
we
And that
beat
was
Notre
only
Dame.
for a 2-week period, and then we blew it. We lost 2-3 games in a row. We lost. I believe it was to Pittsburgh.
I just remember.
Al Golden, your coach?
I believe he was, and we lost to Pittsburgh.
No, we beat Notre Dame like 40
And
to 10.
Virginia
and then
Tech.
I keep thinking, I close my eyes and keep thinking of our friend
we
Anthony
lost
Brown,
in the
how
ACC
happy he was
championship
when we were.
No, it wasn't. We didn't even go. We didn't, I think that's the year. I don't know.
Remember we went to ACC and Clemson.
I went to that
destroyed
ACC championship game, and I don't think it was 2017.
17 is.
It might have been, but I mean, I get the. All I know is it's our best team we've had in 25 years. I wish Daniel was there. I wish you were there. Obviously, it's going
I'm
to
gonna be watching at home.
It's a 7:30 game, ESPN. It's going to be. I mean, the Canes win that game. We're in very good shape for the rest of the
Still
season.
to this day, the best football game I've ever been to was with you guys. Now we didn't all sit together because it was in 2000 when
We were at the game.
Jets played the Dolphins?
No,
No, he's
the
talking about the-
Hurricane
he's talking
FSU
about the
game was
Hurricane
wide
FSU
right,
game.
wide right 3. And that was
Orange Bowl day.
We snuck in.
That's the day we had some fun before we went to the game.
Yeah, I was with Peter
It
Hanna.
was hot as can be
It
out.
was so hot.
We
They
were-
ran out of liquid like in the third quarter.
Hot.
in the
Hot.
stadium.
Yeah,
It was super hot. I remember sitting with the band because me and Peter, we paid the guy at the front to let us in. We didn't have tickets. We sat with the UM band.
Wow.
We sat with the
That would've
band
been fun.
and we watched Jeremy Shockey catch that pass right there, and they scored a touchdown. There was like 80-something thousand people. College game day was
And Orange Bowl. Orange
What an
Bowl.
atmosphere that
What-
stadium had.
So
What an
still
electrifying
to
atmosphere.
this
Nothing
day-
like it to this
still
day.
to this day, one of the best games I've ever been to. And
Well, I took you to Notre Dame the beginning. This was a great
That
game
was
at
a
the beginning of the
great game,
season.
but-
It ended up being a great game.
but nothing like the Orange Bowl.
No,
the
there was
way
nothing.
the way it was loud. You were so close to the action. It was just like I said, once again, a different.
Listen, I know my brother loves huge games. It's going to be huge, and I feel bad. But listen, I also understand based on, listen, I've been where my brother is.
Maybe I
I've
can
had
bring
to
my
make the
kids.
same
Maybe I
decision.
can bring them to FSU and party with my little
Yeah,
children.
right. I mean, we did. I've got the whole weekend organized. I'll tell you about the weekend because you know me. I'm very.
Let's pour salt in
I'm
the
very
wound.
procedure. So I got us a table at the Strip on Friday night.
It's called the Strip?
It's called the Strip. My nephew is the manager, and he told me it's $1,250, $1,500 for each table. I go, I'm your uncle. I have expectations of you. So I put the guilt on him. He got it for me for a very reasonably priced, 3 premium bottles with a bottle of champagne for $800. Now, if that was Miami, that would be
$5,000.
$5,000. So we're going to be in the Strip. If anybody's there, any fans, Miami fans, FSU fans, just know I'll be at the Strip on Friday night. Saturday,
The game.
game is at night, so we'll have an easy morning because we'll probably have a late Friday
there's
night.
hurricane parties,
and
I'm
then
sure.
Aaron's frat is throwing a frat party starting at about 2:33 odd. So it's going to be just a lot of.
And
Can you
Lauren's going to be there.
imagine
Lauren's going to be there. Our
with a
friends.
bunch of 18, 19-year-olds.
I enjoy it. That I actually, you'd be surprised. I actually enjoy it. It energizes me. I watch them. I mean, I do get nervous when I hear how sort of dumb they are. That gets me a little nervous with where our future's headed. But they're a lot of fun. They're all great guys. All my buddies, all my son's friends are just good guys. You know what I mean? Like they're good dudes. It's a frat. So they're gonna have a frat party, and then we're gonna go from the frat party to the game, and then Sunday we're gonna feel our age in the morning, and we're gonna do nothing until we leave at 5 o'clock.
What the Dolphins play? Oh, they play Sunday. I was thinking tonight. This week they play.
No,
Monday.
next week they play Sunday, but the Dolphins are.
They're a
That's
lot.
another whole story. I don't even think
Well,
we
they're going
want
to
to
lose
discuss.
on Monday.
Yeah,
anyway,
they
to
warm
the
up,
Jets.
and then
Yeah,
I
they're
hope,
gonna
and
lose
then
to
they'll
the-
fire McDaniel. Hopefully,
I don't think they fire McDaniel.
I think McDaniel gets fired
think-
this weekend.
I think everything I've read is that I think they're going to commit it to him probably for most of the season because why get rid of him at that point? If they're going to lose, let them
maybe
lose. Why even that point?
0-4 with an
think you give them a
offense
shot.
that's
If
supposed
you
to.
lose-
If you guys lose to the Jets, you're 0-3 in your division.
0-4.
Oh, in the division.
In the division.
Oh my God!
That's an uphill battle at that point. Forget it. You guys aren't making anything at that point. I mean, it's already hard enough at 0-3. Forget 0-4.
Yeah.
But I think at that point you might as well just let it ride. I think at that point if you get to 0-7, then maybe.
And then Tampa, we're on this.
Well,
I mean,
hold on.
Tampa
They
had
should
another
start their
amazing win this
quarterback.
weekend.
They should start their quarterback. Yours.
I
if
would
they-
consider
until
it
it's-
depends how Tua's playing. You say it's never going to happen, but I've seen teams that have paid their quarterback a
Yours
lot of
is the
money.
third string
I
quarterback.
understand, but if this season let's say we go to 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, you don't think they're going to make look what happened in Minnesota last year. I mean,
He got hurt.
He got hurt, but then they put in what's his name for the year,
And Sam Darnold wasn't a rookie.
but then they went back to their rookie. What a team could change it or consider
And
change.
look how good Wentz looked with McCarthy. He looked terrible. They look much better with Wentz. Just saying. Oh, do you believe in Daniel Jones now?
Not yet.
They're
I'm
calling
still
him-
not buying
they're
Daniel
calling him
Jones.
Indiana Jones.
I'm still not buying him.
What a great name. They're calling
I
him
still
Indiana
don't buy him,
Jones.
but I give your team credit again. Another week for Tampa
Oh,
with
yeah.
another incredible
Fire
one.
the cannons and raise
It's
the flag
unbelievable.
for another 10
Yeah, but they win in the last minute of every
They
game.
live in the
They're
last
barely- They
minute
should be
of
0-3.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you got to give them credit.
Stop.
You got to give them
I wanna-
credit.
I wanna-
Winners do that.
I want to say, winners know how to win.
Yeah, they know how to win.
They know how to win those games. When's the last time the Dolphins beat?
Like,
a team
would
with a
you
winning
feel
record?
good Tua on the
Dallas
last
Cowboys.
drive? No.
And they suck too.
Would you feel good Tua on the last drive? Or Baker Mayfield on the
Technically,
last
we
drive?
should've won
We know
two out
that
of-
Tua might be actually on his best day better than Baker as a total, but Baker's a winner. And at the end, you feel good when it's in his hand at the end of a game. Do you ever feel good when it's into his hands at the end of the game?
Never.
No.
Never. I never feel like we are going to win the game.
He's a good statistical quarterback.
He'll
He's
fly,
not
he'll
good.
fumble, he'll get the ball hit out of his hands. Now he's throwing picks. All of a sudden he's Mr. Pick. I mean, I'm just saying things are evolving. Even if you take this year's
depressing.
two out of the way and you look at last year's two and the last 2 years before he was injured when he was healthy, he was awesome, but he still never won at the end of games.
Yeah, I still think it's coaching.
He's a
and scheming.
statistical quarterback. He's not a winner. He's not a closer.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But meanwhile, he's gonna make fun of my team that's 3-0. So moving on with since our heads are in the clouds. I have a buddy of mine. His name is Scott Carbo. I went to high school with him, and he owns a business where I grew up in Port Richey called eCarve. Shout out to Scott and his business eCarve. And what he does is he sells electric scooters and stuff like that. You know, the one that I fell on and separated my shoulder. That was a lot of fun. But he in downtown Port Richey, you can rent scooters from his store. But the reason I mentioned is that he got into something called paramotoring. Do you know what this is? Do you know what paramotoring is? So paramotoring is where you basically have a motor strapped to your back with a parachute, and you run, it inflates the parachute, and the motor propels you, and it can take you up to about 5,000-6,000 feet in the air.
Ooh, I think I'd be scared of that.
So I've been dying to do it. You can do it tandem, and he teaches people how to do this. So I think it'd be cool.
How far do we go with it? Like you could go as far
Yeah,
as
you got a motor strapped to your back. You can fly around.
But how do you come down?
Same thing.
And where do we go to Port Richey? Where
Yeah,
where
he
is
does.
this
He
place?
does it. You got to go to an open.
Right,
field.
open field, but it's in Port Richey. Right?
Oh, I think we should do that for the show.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think here I'm going to show you. Hold on. Let me go
Wow,
to
that
this.
sounds a little scary. Would you do that?
Yeah, I'm dying to do it.
I'd have to,
But what if
watch a few
you always
people
see
here.
like an
I'm all
inside
nervous.
edition how someone does one of these things and they can't come down or they get
that's my
injured, they
fear.
go into a pole.
Look, you can die walking out and falling down, hitting your head. Okay, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm not an adventurer in my older years. I
You
get
can
nervous.
watch from the ground. I don't know. I'm going to show you what it looks like here in just a second. Just bear with me.
Jeez. And so he owns a store that does
He
this?
owns a store and he teaches people how to do it. He's a firefighter.
Very cool.
He's
So
a
this is a
fire-
side business for him.
Yeah, but he's quite successful with what he does. He owns real estate. He's an interesting guy. He was the one. Me and Scott used to make prank phone calls.
Oh,
we
you're
would
talking
go
about the
through the
ding
phone
dong ding.
book.
The
No,
ding-
no, no,
oh, no, that was the
We
other-
would go through the phone book and we would call people as the radio station.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
we would be like, "Hey, it's Eric with 98.9 Rock. You just won. Do you know the phrase that pays?" "Oh yeah," and they'd give us the phrase. And then we'd ask a couple of questions, and the last question is, "All right, you've got both questions answered. Are you ready for the last question? How big is my penis?" And then they would get so mad, and we used to record these, and then we would hang up. We would say stupid shit.
How did you record it back then? On a recorder?
Scott, if you have those recordings, it'd be so great. And then we would say stupid things like, and I shout out to Scott, Bonafide Rockaratus. We would say dumb shit. We would hang out. He lived in a log cabin.
Oh, wow. In Tampa.
It was a log cabin amongst Megler homes, right? It was, and in his log cabin was like a little room that you could, like a small little room, and we would sit in that little room. We would make the phone calls, and it was just we used to do a lot of pranks, but
like the Jerky Boys. I feel
kind
I
of,
used to love
it
the
was very
Jerky
much
Boys.
like the Jerky Boys. Look,
Boys.
this
Love
is
those
this
guys.
is
Remember
what
the jerk? We loved the
This is
jerk.
what it looks
Oh,
like.
they were hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
And so you run.
You can get. Let me see if I can find a video. You can get. I wanted to show you a video that Scott. You can get really high, in these things.
Well, you just said 5,000-6,000 square
Feet in the air, yeah.
That's scary. That's high.
Yeah, it's high.
I mean, that is high. Oh, so you're controlling yourself up
You're
and
on a
down.
parachute.
But you can drop yourself. if
You can
wanna
drop yourself if
down.
you're
Yeah.
getting too nervous. But don't you have to be dropped in a certain location? Like,
Okay, so he does it in the big open field. Now he does he'll go to he'll have a bunch of people come. Like a bunch of paramotors will come to this big open field. Like remember, he lives in Spring Hill, which is about 40 miles north of Tampa, closer to Homosassa Springs. So there's big open areas, not like we live here in the metropolis.
so you're doing it in a one large area. That
Yeah,
everybody do.
see here, look. You can see this person is kind of learning how to use the parachute. Now remember, I'm not looking to necessarily learn how to do it or buy. Like, he sells all the gear to do this. So what I would say is he can do tandem, where you're strapped to him like a skydive, and he'll take you up, and you'll fly around.
I don't know if I'd like someone attached to me. Are you like that? I feel like I'm too claustrophobic
the
for
first
that.
time. I would do it the first time.
This person's just getting up in the air.
Wow.
And he's not even that high off the ground. He's getting ready. He's getting ready to land, I think, or he's getting higher.
That'd be kind of cool. I mean, yeah, I'd give it a shot.
So there's videos of
that
him.
I would do.
He does video all the time, and he's got his headset on. You can talk to him through the headset because it's loud, and he's just chilling up there. He's got his legs crossed.
That's amazing.
It's nice and quiet. It's peaceful.
I think
better hope that motor doesn't break
we
down.
should do a commitment on that. I think we take the show up
So
there.
Scott, I'm going to reach out to you. We're
giving a shout out to your company, Scott. It looks very interesting.
We got to do some collab. We need to drive up there, and
it's fair. It looks very cool, actually.
yeah. And you got to be in a big open space.
What's it called again?
Paramotor.
Paramotor. And what's his company called?
eCarve.
eCarve Paramotor. It looks actually interesting. Go check it up online. It actually looks pretty cool.
It is really cool. Is there anything else you guys have going on in your lives these days?
Dan.
What's new? What's
The last few months, I've been kind of, it's just my energy. My energy is not it hasn't been the best. So, I'm just, I've been testing these, and I don't know, we've been talking about these peptides. So I'm just trying to get I've ordered some peptide 157 or
BPC 157 with
BPC 157.
TB 500.
What are the benefits of those?
It's a nasal. It helps.
Well, hold on. He asked a question. So BPC 157 and TB 500, when you mix them together, it's a peptide. No, semaglutide. Do you know what that is? Do you know what Ozempic is? So that's also a peptide. This peptide is designed to help regenerate and heal tendons, muscles. So if you're having aches and pains, or like I have a torn labrum, so I was using BPC 157 to help heal it. And it comes in a powder, and you add your liquid, and you inject yourself. Now Daniel's using a spray, nasal spray, but
I'm doing it more for physical and also mental. Because I feel like you've been
energy and physical.
I feel like you've been very busy the last few months, and you've been under a lot of stress.
I feel drained.
You're usually handled it very well, and I feel like lately that's been a lot.
It has been a lot. So,
and I hope this works.
Well,
if it does.
I've only been taking about a month and 5 weeks. A good friend of mine, Josh, he's been taking it for over a year, and he swears by it. It's changed.
Because if you know my brother's always, and I think Eric will agree, he's always out of the whole group. He's the chippiest. Yeah. He's always knows how to handle stress well. He's always the first one that can, even if he's under stress, can be the one to look for the good time first. See, some people need the stress over with before the good time. Not my brother. And I've noticed he's been under a lot of stress.
Well, aging sucks. The older you get,
and he's got two young kids.
Getting older is not for disease. Now we've reached the age where little things like I'm experiencing I'm back in the gym. I work out a lot, and things that I'd be able to do when I'm 20, 30 years old. It's just not the same. It's not so much that it hurts, but I can hurt myself more. Like all of a sudden I have like this pain in my tricep. Like, okay, did I push it too far? Yeah, it's little things like that. So peptides do more than just BPC 157. They have peptides for growth hormone. They have peptides for tanning. You can literally take a peptide to darken your skin.
Really?
Yeah. Remember movie Soul Man?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Really?
They have peptides for overall health and well-being. There's hundreds of peptides that do a million different things. And biohacking is so popular now. If you I follow a guy named Gary Breck. I send you lots of videos.
I actually like what he's saying.
It's really interesting.
Not my area, but watch this guy.
And
it's
I will
very
say,
interesting.
a lot of my friends at this age, have now started the whole injection. They're going through an injection journey. So a lot of friends are taking the peptide shots. I know
you're talking
Eric,
about the Ozempic.
No. Forget that's a separate. I'm talking peptides. I'm talking testosterone. I have friends now on a regular.
I have a couple friends that are taking testosterone
taken
too.
that step yet. Yeah. I'm like, whoa. I'm kind of like, that's something that's
kind
of like.
Can you still perform though, or is it harder to perform?
Testosterone has nothing to do with performing. So as you get older, your testosterone lowers.
Yeah, but it does have to do with performing. If you got low testosterone, it's probably harder to get.
I'm gonna guess. So I don't.
It gives you more energy.
I don't struggle with that, but I mean, but you need to take a blood test, and they start looking at estradiol and your testosterone, and because you can take too much, you can have too much testosterone. Yeah. So you want to take it for me. My HRT journey and peptide journey is really about muscle tone, being lean, being thin, and being healthy. I'm not looking to be some, Jay Cutler, jacked out of his mind, but I do, I know I make
Jay Cutler jacked?
Jay Cutler, not the quarterback.
Oh.
Jay Cutler, Mr. Olympia.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn. I'm like, Jay Cutler.
The other
was
Jay
he
Cutler
Jack?
was in jail.
All
He
I
got
know
arrested.
is I am totally. His wife has a podcast. What's her name?
Yeah.
And I love
Kristen
her.
Cavallari.
I think she's beautiful.
They're not
His
married.
ex-wife. They're not married anymore. I think she's beautiful. There's something about her. I even tell my wife, I'm digging this girl. I like her vibe. I like everything about her. So if Christina Cavallari ever gets this,
First, you gotta say her name.
Yeah, I don't even know. Christina, whatever. What is it? Cavallari?
Cavallari.
Christina Cavallari. I think your show is great. I think you're beautiful. And my wife might let you be my, what's it called?
Your free pass?
My free pass.
Wow.
I would use you potentially as a free pass.
Well, I thought Jessica Alba was your free
No, I
pass.
would go to her. There's something about
Wow,
her. I'm
change it.
digging this girl. But I do want to say,
Again, you need to learn to mute your phone.
Yeah,
It's such a rookie move.
Yeah,
No,
but
I turned it off. It's off. It's silent.
1-800, so it's
It
probably a
happens
sales
every single
call.
time.
it's
By the way, if you don't
my
know,
customer service.
Daniel gets more phone calls than anybody I know. Now look, like I don't know if he got friends out. When I drive in the car with Daniel and I want to have a conversation with him, forget it.
Phone.
Everybody
that's
calls him. Everybody look, and Daniel is the president of our friend group.
He
Now,
is.
I say that because like if I'll
You're
go
the
like,
vice
hey, I'm
president.
going somewhere, and they're like, oh, is Daniel coming? Because if he's not going, they're not going.
Oh,
Like
he
that's
is.
just, that's
He's
the
that guy.
truth. I mean, look, it says a lot about who Daniel is. Daniel
Yeah.
is a guy's guy. I said it before. Hey, we're going out for a drink. I'll try to come 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, oh, just one more drink, 10 more minutes.
Yeah, but aren't you noticing lately? This is what I'm telling you. He sort of can't do it all like
can't.
he used to.
No, look,
he used to
he's
be
got-
yes always to now.
Look, at some point,
things are all coming up. Like I noticed it. It's like not.
at
It's,
some point, it's not as easy,
It's
right?
not as easy.
He's got a young child at home. He's got 2 young children
Yeah.
at home. He's got a wife that wants to see.
Well, my
him.
wife keeps my balls in the safe every now and then. I ask her, and she gives
wow.
you know.
Do you know the code?
No, I don't.
that's actually,
You know, but this also goes back to everything we're talking about, right? You know, these are the things that we want to talk about, right? You know, he's got a dilemma. He wants to go to a football game he can't go to. He wants to go and hang out. We're gonna go hang out with our friends after this, and watch some football because you know it's Thursday night.
I
Are
didn't tell
you
my
go-
wife yet we were going. After
Don't
this.
worry, this is Beth, we asked for
where are you
forgiveness
guys going
later.
to that club?
We're going to the cigar bar.
Oh, I think.
I don't even smoke cigars, but I go to hang out with my buddies, and they'll make fun of me because I like to go to bed early. During the week, I'm in bed by 10
Daniel
o'clock.
always makes fun of me. And when I'm like, can we call Eric now? I got an idea. He goes, Eric's asleep already. It's
Well,
like
depends-
8:45.
No, I'm in bed. I'll answer the phone at 8:45, but at like 9:30, forget it. I probably not answering.
Really?
I'm in bed at 9:30.
Wow.
But I'm awake, but I fall asleep.
I
about
just
10.
feel mine is, I probably should go to bed at 9, but I feel like as hard as I've worked all day, just me personally, 6:30 in the morning, I'm up. I
deserve to
let's
enjoy
say I get home
yourself for a few
6:37.
hours.
I feel like I need a couple hours to watch, whether it's news or whatever I enjoy,
I agree.
just to be alive. Like, because it can't just be what I just went
You
through.
go to
today.
sleep,
But
and that's it.
that's just funny because as I've gotten older, like, okay, so we talk about my journey, right? But part of that is I've realized is that getting that 8 hours of sleep really,
Oh, it's
it
crucial.
really helps. It really helps with the rest of the day. So I get up at 6 a.m. I eat my breakfast. I kind of get myself together. I'm in the office by 8 o'clock. You know, I'm home. I'm home by 5.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have such a late day like you. But you know, but my day is pretty routine. You know, I go to the gym. You know, I decompress, and then I come home from the gym. It's 8 o'clock.
No, listen, what you're doing, listen, I think over time, your journey, I respect it. I actually think about it, and I think about what you tell me a lot, that it's not that you should feel guilty for what I'm eating. And I actually now I'm thinking when I'm eating,
Good.
and you're in my brain.
Right.
And, but with that said, I just feel like I was a smoker since I was 13. As you all know, I've quit smoking. I think I've discussed it on the show. It's been a very hard journey for me because I honestly, if it wasn't for, no, I do, my wife does, but I do not. And she says I should do it more because I have quit a different way than other people have quit. So I want to talk to all you smokers out there or people trying to quit. I've tried to quit. I've done everything. I've done the acupuncture. I've done the hypnosis. I've done the gum. I've done the patch. Name it, I've done it over the last 30. This new one has been my most successful so far. It's a little gum here and there if I choose to do the gum. But the main thing is I know they would tell you probably not to do this. Mine is, the thought of not having a cigarette again is what's always made me smoke again. So now I'm just saying to myself, I will have a cigarette again, just not today. Now, it's an interesting way of quitting. It's working for me right now. I don't know if it's going to work always, but it is working. It's just I'm not having a cigarette today. The thought of not having a cigarette again is what drives me nuts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, the goal about what I say is that you should care about your body. As we've gotten older, I said it earlier, like I can't do the things I used to do, but as I started to heal myself with food, on eating better. I just
You feel better.
Like you must feel better just by not smoking. So little things.
The breathing, I could smell again, but I have gained 25 pounds, so it's starting to bother me. Now, to my credit, I can't work out due to my
new a-hole.
My a-hole, which is almost closed and my doctor said after that I'll be able to run again, and I'm like, I'm urging to run because I have gotten out of control and I am starting to feel guilty. But I got to tell you, your weekly stories and the way you talk about food and the way it is getting to me, and it's there. I just got to now implement it once. Yeah, once I'm able to work out again, I think I'll implement it.
You need to be better at, look, it's like I care, and go back to the very beginning of what we said, as we start having family members die, right? At some point, we're going to be parentless. And that's a sad thing to think about. But what I have is, I have two brothers that aren't my brothers sitting next to me. I have friends that will become my family. So when I see them and they look unhealthy to me, and because of how I feel,
I don't take it
I want nothing more than to be like, hey man, like I want to help. Like, just like you said, I want to help people. So like, so when I see it, it really bothers me. Like, when I see somebody, I'm like, I'll even give you an example. So I work with this lady. She just works in my building, and I see her all the time. She got in the elevator with me, and she was holding what looks like to be a Frappuccino, and all I see is diabetes. I'm staring, and she's a fat woman.
So you become a judger almost, to some degree.
A little bit.
Is a judger. But you're judging that. But at the same time, it's because you care.
But I can't help it. But I can't say to her, like, you fat bitch, stop drinking that fucking Frappuccino. What are you doing to yourself? You're killing yourself.
I get it. I kind of get it.
But it's specifically with my friends, and it's like, I don't want to be that person where I'm like, hey,
I respect
put that down. I just want my friends to be healthy and to be able to do all the things that we want to do later in life, because what
are you doing all this for? And my wife says that all the time. My wife's on a health journey too, and she says the same thing to me. So between you and her, it's starting to.
And the more I get into, social media targets you, right? So the more I get the Gary Breckas of the world, and the more I get the David Goggins of the world, and the more I get the Dana Whites talking about his journey, and the more I get how all these people and all the foods and the poisons and the this and the it's enough. It's almost like if you take one thing and you just move it to another, but it frustrates you when you see people doing certain things, and it's like diabetes is something that can be changed. If you have diabetes and you weren't born with it, it's because you're addicted to sugar. And all the food, in our supply is sugar.
Yeah.
And that's what's giving you diabetes. I'm like, if you just cut out the sugars, the diabetes would go away.
Yeah. I want to put my own take just real quick. I used to, I also sleep very late at night because of work. And I think psychologically it stemmed when I was a kid, I was always forced to have to go to sleep by 10 o'clock, 10:30. Yeah. I felt like, okay, I'm older, I'm rebelling, and then now I can sleep. I can sleep whenever I want. And I do like to enjoy, I work hard like you guys, and I do like to be up a little bit to enjoy myself, watch a show with my wife, because it's the only time we can connect. Yeah. If I go to bed at 10 o'clock, we didn't even spend an hour together.
Right.
Moving on. So that's one of the big things,
And you also have two little kids. Between the two kids,
moving on to the food, I have a weird relationship with food. I grew up in a Jewish home. We embrace food. Food is like a culture. You have the chopped liver, and you got the babka.
It's like the Italians. And we're very into our food.
My mother threw it in my face. You got the we love food. I believe sometimes you're not living life unless you're eating good food. And we have certain friends that obviously embrace food like it's crazy. So it's hard to just stick to a strict, let's say, management, diet like you, like a strict religious aspect of this is what I'm eating, this is how I'm doing it. I don't know. I'm not ready to take that plunge.
But you don't have to. But to follow up on that, I'm sorry, you go ahead. To follow up on that, I don't think I'll ever could be like Eric, especially with my quitting smoking, because to me that was such a feat. But I do have to be more cognizant, I know. I don't think I'll ever want to live life because like you, I enjoy food too much. Exactly. If that's going to be the killer of me, let that be the killer of me. There's going to be something that kills you at the end. But I do think we need to be cognizant, and it can't be just negligible every time I eat, obviously.
Being healthy and editing the things you put in your body, it's little things. We talked about it last week. You don't have to give up all the things you love. And look, I guess really I do kind of adopt some of your mantra with the smoking. It's like, so what kind of gets me through it, like, yes, I eat a very strict regimented diet. And I've learned to really like it because I've been doing it for so long. It's just become kind of like what I do. But I do look forward to going away and enjoying all the foods that I don't normally eat. So I do look at things like, I'm not going to eat this pizza today, but I will eat it again someday.
So
I do kind of like, I'm not.
Listen, it works.
Look, I don't deny myself the things. It took me many, many years to I had a problem with food, and our food and the way our food is designed now, it makes you want to eat more of it. And when you have a problem, and you just can't stop stuffing your face, and now you're grossly overweight. You guys are lucky; you're not grossly overweight.
Getting there.
So it just really comes down to managing your overall health, and so you can be as good as you can later in life, so you don't have to be in a wheelchair and a walker.
And for our listeners, I know he talks about his journey, and he's done it for 3 episodes. He's gotten some of it. If you guys, I think, he's having a major, which we'll talk about more as we're getting closer. What's that surgery called you're having?
I'm having my titties removed.
No, what are you having done?
No titties.
What are you going to have?
No titties.
What is it called?
Skin removal.
Okay, he's having skin removal done, but I don't think you guys understand how overweight Eric was.
Well, here, I'm going to do something better for you.
It's very impressive what he's done. I'm completely amazed by the whole thing.
If you can, when we edit this episode, you can go ahead. You have some pictures, and you can flash some pictures of how fat I actually was. And those aren't even pictures of how the actual fattest I was, because when you're that fat, the last thing you want is pictures. Yeah. So you can go. I didn't even want to look in the mirror. I was so disgusted with it.
Unbelievable. So I mean, I think you all, if you saw the pictures of what we're talking about, it's quite unbelievable the journey he's been on. It's actually very impressive, and I commemorate. I think it's unbelievable what you've done, and I hope at some point that I can get. I don't want to have your full regimen when it comes to food because I wouldn't be happy.
You don't need it.
And I did it once. Daniel and I did it even to the 10th degree.
But it took the fun out of my life.
It took the fun out of it. Remember that?
That's the
12, 13, when my brother and I were
temporary.
We were in a fat burning competition, not losing weight. Who burnt the most fat in a 12-week period? It's a lot of money. The winner got $100,000. Daniel and I took it very seriously. We went to training every day. We organized our meals. And at the end, you did a DEXA scan before you started, and then you did a DEXA scan after the competition was over. Now, I was in the best shape of my life. Daniel says I look like AIDS victim. That's how serious I took it. I was emaciated. And even with all the lifting I did, I'm not someone that gets a lot very strong.
When you started, what was your body fat percentage?
I forget now. I got to be honest, but I was 7th in the competition out of 32
Mine
people.
was at 33%. I dropped down to about 20%.
And Daniel was like 11th or 12th. So just to give you an idea, I dropped a lot. I can tell you from a weight perspective, I started at like 208. I finished at 169.
Oh, geez, wow, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight.
In a 3-month period.
Yeah, in a 3-month period. So I lost. But I got to tell you, it was an awful experience, the whole thing. I didn't enjoy it.
Hold on.
I felt good, yes. I did feel the energy that you were saying, but I didn't enjoy. Like, I remember on my birthday happened to be in between this competition, and my wife got me like a carrot with a candle in the carrot as a joke. And I was just like, oh, this is such a shit. I want my fucking cheesecake.
I will tell you the difference is that you guys had a trainer, and the trainer was the one giving you your menu. So now the difference between that is I don't have a trainer. I have a guy with 3 PhDs that designs my food. He's a food scientist and he knows a biology.
Do you pay him?
Yeah, of course I pay him.
Okay.
But like, so I eat a lot. Like, I mean, my breakfast today was blueberry, strawberry, cream of wheat, and eggs. A huge breakfast. I had, and then I ate eggs for a snack. He saw me. I had 4 ounces of chicken with an orange as a snack. I have 6 ounces of ground beef with vegetables. And like,
I feel like it's not terrible.
It's not. It's not. So if you learn to eat the right things versus just
no bread.
No, I mean, I do sometimes, but
no cheeses.
No cheese.
Oh, I love cheese.
But I do too. But I mean,
steak.
Yeah.
You ever get a steak?
Yeah, I get steak all the time.
Okay.
My carbs are white potato or sweet potato. But I don't or rice.
When you say white potato, you mean
like a baked potato, like a russet potato.
But it can be a white potato. But do you eat the skin, or you just you can eat the whole thing?
Yeah. And but look, ultimately, what it comes down to is finding something that works for you and making sure that you can be successful at it. You don't have to. Diet has the word die in front of it, so that's why I say lifestyle healthy. Because if you just start making little changes, like, I'm not telling you to give up the things that you love. You should eat your damn cheesesteak.
I love my
because it's for the mental part too. Like, for me, like,
I just know the week's over. When
I'm so locked into where I'm going for my November 19th surgery that I think after November 19th that I will start to loosen up a little bit and start enjoying. I'll have a
I don't think you should. I respect what you've done. It's kind of unbelievable.
I'm not looking.
I wonder if we could do the podcast while he's having surgery in the hospital room.
Oh, could you imagine?
Crazy.
Could you imagine us taping?
We have something
Eric's
special there.
fat being sucked
my
out of
God.
it. I mean, this would.
I don't think Dr. G is going to allow that.
I think we got to ask him.
I'll be
Wait a
more
minute,
than
can we do it in one room and then we kind of interview you as you're coming out? I think
We
have
interview
something
him
there.
right when before they give him the
I'm dead
anesthesia.
serious.
I'm all for it. I'll see Dr. G. I'll ask him how much access he's willing to give you guys.
Well, why not? We'll do it right from there.
So
Oh
the
my
funny
God.
thing is, I know
Why
we
not?
talk a lot about
How fat I was, and I talked about no titties. So the reason I say that is if you've ever seen the movie Nutty Professor,
Oh yeah.
there's a scene where Eddie Murphy comes on the
Hercules,
scene, and he's jumping up and down on the trampoline. He's like,
no titties, no titties, and I want that to be me. And with that, I want to do this.
Oh, there you go.
because when you jump around, no titties, no titties.
Wait, what do you say? I'm not a tech guy. What do we
Like, subscribe, push all the buttons.
Share,
Down.
tell your friends, let your friends know about it.
Jump around, jump around, jump up and get down.
Such a good song. Such a good song.
Best song ever.
Let's not go over.
One of the top songs of that year.
Top
Definitely
20 hip hop songs of all time.
That song came out in 92 or 91.
It was up there.
Amazing.
You silly, silly boy.